You're now listening to the Listen Up Podcast.
Listen up. Listen up. Listen. Welcome to episode 121 of the Listen Up Podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jamie, and this week we've got me, Nick. We got Jordan.
Creme de la Cadbury.
And joining us again for the first time in a while, we've got Zach back on the show. First time in video.
Internet.
This our beautiful boy.
This week we are going to be taking a look at Infest the Rats Nest by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, released in 2019. Really quick, before we do that, if you want to keep up with the show, you can find us on Twitter at List Up Podcast and Instagram and TikTok at Listen Up Pod. That's where we'll make any announcements regarding the show or merch. Speaking of which, if you'd like to support the show, you can find merch at interestpointproductions.com or at the link tree that is on those social accounts. But yeah, so regarding the selection for this week, Zach, why did you choose it for your return? Because the last one you chose was your Phoebe album, so a little different.
Always very still very very calm and tranquil, I would say.
Pretty relaxing, zenful, if you will.
Yeah, most of the songs just I just go to sleep. I just lay down, put it on. It's like the calming rain sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like this is what works for me. I wake up and I chug Monster. I go outside and I just start lifting the front ends of cars and come back in.
Wake up, shotgun my morning Monster, punch a hole in the wall, run outside, deadlift a car, and
The Kyle timeline, dude.
Yeah, I meet Zach out there and we just move people's cars around the parking lot.
Yeah.
And
They wake up, they're like, did I get towed? And it's like, fucking that guy that I always see move my car every morning. He put it somewhere else today.
These goofy boys are just moving our cars around.
It's like when people used to fuck with Lime scooters, like when they first got introduced at State. You guys just do that with cars around like where you guys live.
Yeah, we put a car on top of a dorm building like a couple days ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go down to Fountain at NC State and put a car on the fucking awning in front of the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah. That still, I think, is probably the craziest Lime scooter placement because I just don't know how. Like feasibly.
I don't know.
Is there
It's magical. It was like some David Copperfield level shit.
It was. That one blew me away. I was like, I don't know. A very funny.
That one is funny.
Another funny one.
Ripped the curtain away and was like, the Lime scooter is on the roof.
That wasn't even Lime scooters. That was when it was still bikes, right?
Yeah.
That's even crazier because those bikes, the ones with the electric motors now are way heavier, but those bikes were like, they weren't like light aluminum road bike material. They were like welded fucking square steel, just fucking steel beams welded together. Like that shit was heavy to put on a roof. I that's still unfathomable. I don't know. R.I.P. Lime bikes of NC State.
Chad
Gone but not forgotten.
Only Jordan would understand Chad activity.
Dude, were we also talking about the one that never mind. There were so many places. It was so funny. I miss that era. It was a
good one. It was a good one. Now I feel like the torch has been passed to proud milk drinkers of NC State. That's a pretty good one that I follow.
That is funny.
Is that you, Jamie? Are you
not anymore. I'm a proud alumni milk drinker.
Yeah, you're a milk drinking alumni.
Yeah. I'm down here in Denver, just chugging whole milk, 2%. Not fucking with skim though. Oat milk sometimes. That's my wife though. That's not me.
I've been. Listen, guys, my wife drinks the oat milk. Okay, I hate that shit. All right.
All right. I get straight coffee, hot, no oat milk.
What about gay coffee, Jamie? Huh?
I just like hot coffee more than iced coffee, so I don't get the iced coffee.
Interesting. Are you?
I think you missed the. Never mind. I was trying to.
Oh, so you're saying gay coffee is iced coffee? Interesting, Jamie.
Interesting.
That's what the days and the gays have determined. Yes, I just observe. Regurgitate.
So you're speaking for a whole group now,
Bro, as the token straight of our friend group.
of what, a very small sample size, Jamie? Is this what we're doing
No,
now?
it's literally like everyone
okay.
out here. Everyone that we're friends with.
Oh, we're generalizing now. Okay.
So Jordan, you
Get me on a debate. Get me on a debate, cat.
you recently watched BoJack again. How long did it take you to watch the whole show?
Why are we bringing that up, dude?
Hey, whoa,
like
hey.
3 months ish, right? Yeah.
Last I heard, you started it on Saturday. It's currently Thursday.
Oh, that's 5 days, not 3 months.
Your math's a little off on that one.
Yeah, my bad. 5 days. We're totally healthy though.
Oh, it's fine. You
Totally
said
healthy.
this time it's observational.
healing
What
watch
was it? What was
instead
what
of
was
a-
what?
Conscious listening.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
Conscious listening.
Right.
You sat your depressed ass down and listened.
I sat my depressed ass down.
Literally, dude.
I didn't watch.
Literally.
I listened.
That's so funny.
So Jordan, what did you think of the album? Just general thoughts.
Well, I know King Gizzard has been a buzzword even before you guys really talked about
Yeah.
him. I did have my friend Abe who would post about him constantly.
A few weeks
the last
ago,
couple years.
we did George Clanton with him, I believe.
What a time.
But so I had heard about him, but just because it had a funny name, you know, it was
Right,
just
it's one of those
the only reason I
names where,
remembered
like,
it.
You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I have no
Like
idea.
King
what
Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Like, what kind of name is that?
I still don't know.
So I watched, or I never listened to him, so I didn't really know what to expect when it came to this. I didn't realize they'd be like a rock group,
Right.
right? I thought they'd be more like indie.
Yeah,
to be
with a
honest. I don't
name
know
like
why.
that, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
But technically,
But-
they're like the people declare them like the new psych rock people, like what Rush and Pink Floyd was for like our parents and a little older. That's like what people are declaring them to be.
And I could totally see that. So yeah, the rock threw me off a little bit because I'm not a huge fan of rock.
Right. Unless it's Daughtry.
Unless it's
Or like that
Unless it's
era
Daughtry.
of
Yeah, Daughtry's like the soft chords, and then
Right.
like every single time it just goes into the, you know, like the fucking
yeah, like a very much the 2000s structure of a rock song where
Yeah.
soft verses, power chord
Yeah.
chugging choruses.
yeah.
And then like
literally
a
what it
bridge
is.
that's way too emotional for like that style of music. Yeah.
literally.
Episode,
So obviously there's like some differences, but it was okay. It was okay.
So it's 75.
I
was
think
Daughtry.
rock is still
Daughtry. We did that.
rock is still. It obviously is like a older. I feel like it was more popular back in the day, right?
I think so.
Would you agree to say?
Yeah, Yeah.
Like that was like the very in music genre, and now it's like rap and pop is kind of that now.
Yeah.
For like the younger audience, I think it appealed to more younger audience, and now rap appeals, or sorry, not rap, rock appeals to not like it appeals to an older audience, but bands like this is obviously I think a little bit like young adult to younger audience than like like AC/DC or Metallica.
Right.
Or
No,
like
for sure. But I do
whatever,
think
Guns N' Roses.
I do think that rock is kind of like on the rise again. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it, you've had like very much that was what a lot of like 80s shit was. Van Halen was like everywhere, right? And then you also had the pop synth stuff. And then that kind of took over more in like the later 80s and the 90s. And then grunge came about. And then that became like modern rock.
Yeah.
But, after like Creed went from being everywhere, that era kind of died out. And then like rap and hip hop absolutely blew up, right? because of like people like Kanye and Jay-Z and everything like that. It very much took over like the zeitgeist in America. But I really think that rock is kind of having a pretty decent resurgence because it never went away. But I feel like more and more I just see people like put shit on stories. I mean, it's not like rock, but it's more like, you know, kind of blues rock centered chord structures, but with a very like indie or poppy flavor. I feel like it's being more pervasive in different things. So I think it's kind of on the up and up. But yeah, these guys are, they're like ushering in the new era of like kind of prog rock, a little bit of like what Rush is. They've got some like metal influences clearly. And they also do just a bunch of shit. But yeah, they're like the new psychedelic rock front runners, which is cool because they put out their first album in 2011 and they've put out 23 albums, 22, 23.
Dear God.
How many?
They put out 5 this year, right?
They put out 5, but I need to confirm with William some clarification because I feel like they put out 6, but one of them I think was like remixes and like a reimagining of one of them. So I don't know how that's classified.
Is it Butterfly 3001?
Yeah,
because I think that is just like a remix.
Yeah. It's like remixes of Butterfly 3000. Yeah, so Jordan, I'm glad that was your familiarity. I was in a very similar boat where I didn't know much. I know Nick, Zach, and our friend Dylan talked about this album and King Gizz. That's where I knew about him. Then we found out William was a big Gizz guy. And then he came out here. Me and him saw him at Red Rocks, and that was cool. When Zach announced this or when I announced this album, I had only listened to this album all the way through by them. That's the only one I listened to the entire way through. I've now listened to their entire discography.
Okay.
So we had very similar journeys. Over the last 3 days.
That's terrifying.
I listened to all of their albums. No, I guess I started Monday. So in 4 days, I've listened to 22 new albums.
You did say that.
Do you feel like you have like what is it called? Like the permanent like acid thing where like you HPPD or whatever, where you can like look at the wall and make it move in your mind.
Yeah, like if I stop focusing on my hand for a little bit, I start seeing it swimming.
You're like permanently like microdosing by accident now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you understand King Gizzard fully.
Mm-hmm. Dude, but like dead ass, the whole time I've been texting William so there's a flow chart that someone made. I think Austin sent it when he found out I was going to the concert. He was like, bro, you got to prep using this. And it has all but the 3 albums they put out in October of this year. I guess they made it in like September because it has the other 2 2022 albums on it.
Oh, nice.
Omnium, Infinium, and Butterfly 3000 and 3001. But it's like a flow chart that's like how to get into King Gizz. And it's always start at Mind Fuzz, and then it's like depending on what parts of the album you liked or wanted to check out more of, it like branches off into like what other albums you should check out and then follow like the tree down. And so I guess I started it Tuesday because I was like, all right, well on Tuesday, I've been bumping Infest the Rats Nest all weekend, and then like Monday I'm gonna work through like the middle column, which was like the thrash metal weird narration killing of the universe, and then like an album that's just a 35-minute Western novella being read while they play music over it. It's sick as fuck. And then it was like, okay, yesterday I did the like kind of microtonal experimentation side of it, and then today was like the jazz acoustic albums that they've put out.
Okay.
That was my least favorite of it, but I think that was just because I was in like not an angry mood today, but there were some things that were really annoying me at work, so I could have used the like thrash metal vibe more. But I still enjoyed it. But yeah, like I fucking get it now. I get why they have like a cult following. I totally understand it. It was awesome seeing them live, and now that I've listened to all of their albums, I'm like, okay, I fucking get this band finally.
I bet they're like really great live, and
Yeah.
I feel like don't they have like a ton of people in their band? Like, and sometimes they have.
I think at one point they had 8, but then one of the founding members, who was one of the drummers, they had 2 drummers, he left to kind of see through the record label Flightless Bird, which they put their albums out on, and it's kind of like his record label. So he left. So then it was down to 7, and I think when William and I saw him, it was 6.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Any band that has 2 drummers, I like instantly respect for some reason, because I just don't understand it. I'm like, why do you need 2 drummers? But like, I don't know.
And then you hear it and you're like, oh shit.
They get it more than I do.
Yeah. You know more than me. I trust.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fucking killed live, and I wanted to do this, the like follow the flow chart leading up to that concert. I just didn't have the time and the dedication to do it. But this week I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking do it. And I wish I'd done it beforehand, because like I would get so much more out of seeing them now. But they are doing another Red Rocks 3-day residency next year. I'm going to try to get tickets to at least one of those shows. And I really hope they come to Bonnaroo again, because they're going to be touring that summer.
Okay.
So again, they went last year. We talked about that in the recap with Austin. I really hope they come back again, because they'll be so good. Like, dude, this shit, every album is unique in its own way, and yet you can still tell it's the same people doing the instrumentation on it. Like, it's the same people playing the same instruments, but in just a different genre, like in a jazzy way, or fucking weird robotic psychedelic shit. It's very cool. They're a very interesting band. I would recommend it. I'll post the picture on the socials. But if you're interested, listener, I mean, it's like you're listening to, you've discovered 10 different bands, but it's just the same band doing 20 albums a different way. It's very cool. I like it a lot.
I just like how, like, I don't think all their albums are supposed to tie together in some sort of like grand fashion, but a couple of them do, and like
The chart.
I don't know, they
What does it mean?
the King Gizzard conspiracy theorists.
The Charlie, like.
Yeah. I just like how they also put all this emphasis into the lyricism of a bunch of their albums that, I don't know, a lot of bands you don't really see that. And it's like another layer to dive into. Like this, like Infest the Rats Nest sounds really cool, and that's the reason I loved it to begin with. Is like I'm kind of picky about like hard rock albums, metal especially. Like I don't like a lot of metal, and I only had to listen to like 2 songs on this before I just realized that I really liked it for some reason, and it was hard to like put my finger on it for a while. But I think like the classifications that I've heard of it, like thrash metal, like I think that's a kind of metal that I like more for some reason, and I couldn't really completely like even give other recommendations of any like other bands that sound like it. Like I feel like I've heard a couple Judas Priest songs that sound like it, but I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I like really love this album, and it's insane. Like it's way different than basically everything else that I listen to. But the like the story that happens in it is just so like Doom-esque, like Doom the video game-esque, like with like a some
of that's top songs of 2022 and previous years as well on Spotify.
It's just insane. Like they're talking about like rich people living on Mars, poor people living on Earth, because Earth has become like polluted and like destroyed basically, but also there's like all these crazy viruses, and then they talk about moving to Venus, and I need to dig into it more and like really
what is it? Perihelion? Space is meant for the human race or whatever.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
but and then hell, like it sounds like they're in hell, He talks about the Antichrist or something. Like I don't. It's just insane. Like the imagery and the language they use on the album is just wild and all over the place. And like Superbug is just hilarious, and so is Self-Immolate. Like them yelling auto cremate while there's like there's just like a constant like kick drum in the background, like.
Auto cremate.
Auto cremate.
Self-immolate. Yeah, it's fucking.
I love it.
It is fucking. I mean, also they're Australian, so their banter and like riffing during the fucking concert. My dad's a huge music guy as well, and so I'm trying to get him to do the same, like listen through, because I'm like, it's crazy, like it's awesome. It literally, I was like, I got more out of this than like the last 7 movies I watched. Like I fucking love it. But I'm trying to get him to listen to it, and I was like, when we saw him live, they gave off the vibe of like, you know, like you can see a group of people and you're like, okay, they wanted to be musicians because they feel like they look cool. Like if you ever see The Neighborhood live or like stuff of them, it's like they have very much the vibe of like, you know, like we are cool and we're going to do cool things, and that's why we want it to be performers. But these dudes, they're wearing like t-shirts and jeans, and they're just chilling on stage, and they're like, we just really fucking love playing music and playing for crowds. So let's have a party. And they played a 3-hour set with a 10-minute intermission.
That's crazy.
And the keyboardist and harmonica player, and he sings some of the backup vocals and some of the vocals on other songs. He is the lead singer for the band that was the opener of the show, the Warnocks. I think it's the Warnocks. And he's got, I don't think he sings any on this album, but if you ever listen to like the Dripping Tap on Omnium Infinium and stuff like that, he has a very distinctive voice. Like you recognize him, and he also is the one that raps on some songs of theirs. Over this kind of music, he raps over it. It is. I have loved listening to this band, and I know that my rap is going to have so much of their shit this coming year. But yeah, they're just a bunch of chill Australian dudes. They before they started the show, they were like, "This is our last night on tour, so we're gonna fucking send it." And then they just went into like just this insane thrash metal opener. It was so good. Yeah,
they like a photographer, a concert photographer that I follow on Instagram, was selling some prints for the end of the year for like the holiday season, and a ton of the bands I really liked, and I thought about buying some, but I never wound up buying any. But she had it was like black and white pictures of like all these different bands, of like Spoon, of this like hilarious one for Viagra Boys.
Oh yeah.
Where like the singer is like spitting a stream of water out of his mouth into the crowd, and a guy in the crowd is catching it in his mouth.
Damn.
Like it's disgusting, but it's hilarious.
Feels like some garden type shit.
Yeah, I showed it to my mom, and she was like, "You almost saw them in concert?"
Fuck yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." Like
I wanted to catch that water in my mouth. But it's like fucking.
Mom, that could have been me.
It's like fucking Maddie Healy just kissing random people at concerts.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah,
fucking wild.
Eating raw steak on stage. But
ain't got no songs that warrant that behavior. All right.
Nut. But
like the picture of
Drake. She posted a picture of King Gizzard, and it's like all the people in the band like crammed into a hotel bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And like I think Stu is like sitting on the back of the toilet, and like he's just like in a Patagonia like pullover. He's just like chilling, and there's like all these other dudes, and some of them are like crammed into the shower, and like they're just a A bunch of Aussie dudes chilling.
Bro, that's little. I loved their fucking vibe at the concert, and like just watching them do the shit they do. They're just dudes chilling who Stu writes just chilling insane amounts of music, and it's like, hey, you guys want to record a 35-minute album? Every song is about like famine and other topics. Let's fucking and they're like, yeah, fuck it, we'll jam on that shit. And then they have
that album about like making a cyborg, and the cyborg wants to become human. So like, and like the one human thing it figures out how to do is vomit. So it keeps vomiting and vomiting until the whole
it destroys the universe with
it's covered in vomit,
and then it destroys the universe. Yeah, that's the album that you're supposed to listen to. This album, and then Nonagon Infinity, and then you listen to the
and then that album,
the Balrog and other shit.
Nonagon Infinity, Gamma Knife is the first song I ever heard by them.
Oh, okay.
I know that for sure. Yeah,
it's good. That one's a really good one too.
Nonagon.
Mm-hmm. I also really liked LW, and Omnium Infinium's really good. They have a lot of.
Is LW that different from KG? I have no idea.
KG. So the Flying Microtonal Banana, KG, and LW are a trilogy where they started with Microtonal Banana, and they're like, "Yo, we like doing microtonal shit. Let's do more of that." And then they did it on KG, and then LW is like a heavier, rockier version of KG.
Nice.
And so I like it more than KG. LW was a very solid listen as well.
Gotcha. Rattlesnake was one of the first songs I heard by them too.
On Microtonal Banana. That's the song that William put it perfectly. He was like, that's the song that I most associate with them, but it's not even the best song on that album. And I'm like, facts. Bro, yeah. Billabong Valley, good as shit. We saw that one. That was one of the ones I was like, okay, I saw this one live. Because that was one where they did it live, and I was like, all right, I gotta check these fuckers out a little bit more.
That was like me seeing Drug Dealer and them playing this song from his first album, and I was like, what is this song? It's so good. And then I like looked it up, and like they played it with like 5 instruments on stage, and on the album it's just like this like sassy like piano song, and the piano is like the forefront of the instrumentation in the song, even when they play it live, but it's just so good with like all the guitar and bass and drums and like everything on top of it live. It was like, it just makes me reminisce to that point.
Yeah.
Whenever I listen to the studio cut, it's called The End of Comedy. That's what it's called.
Gotcha.
That concert was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I bought this. Actually, let me go get it. But you guys just keep. We actually need to talk about this album.
I know I did this journey, and I was like, I want to talk so much about it, but like, we need to also talk about the album because Zach chose it and brought it to us. I do think at some point, while Nick's grabbing his what's on his fucking pillow back there? Is that a tape measure or a little hamburger? I can't fucking.
Definitely a hamburger.
I think it's a little hamburger. But we'll probably at some point have Abe, who was on a while ago. Jordan, we might allow you to bow out of it. But we'll probably do an episode with him and Austin, and we'll just talk about King Gizzard. I think that'd be a cool supplemental sometime because I know he's a huge fan. Austin's a huge fan. Nick, I feel like we can really get you into it.
Let Abe go, bro. Get Jamie's dad on the pod, bro.
Dude, I would love to get my dad on the podcast, but at the same time, I don't know how that vibe would be. Because, like, he's very chill and funny, but, like...
No, I know.
He doesn't portray that as much as, like, a public presence. He doesn't like being on camera and having his photo taken and stuff. So I don't think he would do the...
He's the witty guy.
He is. He's the witty offline
joke cracker
guy.
In person.
He's the witty offline guy because he's too busy to care about social media or the internet. He's got to read his Steelers online forum, watch the football games, run, and garden. So
there you go.
He's a busy man.
That's Chad, baby.
Busy man.
The one piece of merch that they had at the show was a was a white T-shirt with a Nickelodeon splatter on it.
Oh, yeah.
It says drug dealer in it, and I'll show it to you now.
Dude, the best merch is when it looks bootleg, but it's good quality because it's like firsthand. You know what I mean? Bro, that's sick. That's a.
I actually do like
is
that.
sick. I would.
That's the old Nickelodeon logo too. That's the good.
I miss the old
That's definitely-
Nickelodeon.
They don't make cartoons like that. Nope, not allowed to sing that. Not allowed to sing that. Don't sing it. Don't sing it.
Oh no, we're gonna get DMCA'd.
We're gonna get flagged for that, dude.
Ooh. Yeah, so Zach, what are some highlights about this album? I know that we've kind of steamrolled you for the first like 20 minutes or whatever. But
Yeah, sorry about that.
so what really inspired you to bring this to us? I just had a stroke. I don't know what just happened.
What inspired you?
Well, I've listened to this album a lot, just kind of like in passing or like while I'm running or doing some kind of exercise or not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously you get kind of a gist. Just like some of the songs are very straightforward, like Mars for the Rich. Like it's pretty.
That one's pretty unambiguous. That one, yeah.
Yeah. But I was
The vibe.
interested to look into more of like what the whole story is. Because I did know that they have on like some of the older albums, and now you know more than me, Jamie. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's,
Like
I
some
know
of
too much.
the different stories, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it would be interesting to actually look at that.
Jamie's knowledge is a burden.
Knowledge is a burden. Dude, I've literally already poisoned my fucking rap because I'm just going to be re-listening to albums to try to pick up other shit. Like it's tainted already, and it's not even 2023 yet, and it's already fucked. So
Fair.
careful what you wish for. So
The Spotify raps for next year start now.
I thought it like maybe it only runs the first 10 months of the year. I thought it was like it was like the fiscal
11?
year. It ran like October
Wait,
to
no, 10, I
October,
guess.
and then. But it may
That's what
only
I
be
thought.
like January 1st to like October 31st or whatever.
Yeah, I
Never
kind of want to
cuts off.
know because I don't think anybody really has the answer. I could probably look it up, but I don't really care
It's
that much. Right
dark magic. We don't.
now. Dark magic.
That knowledge was lost in the burning of the Library of Alexandria. So, who knows?
Yep.
You know, not even Spotify knows.
I wish I would have laughed harder at that joke because now that I'm thinking about it, like that was funny. Like it like went over my head for like half a second, and then it was like I liked it though.
Jordan buffered, and then he said,
No, literally, that's what I was like. I was like the library.
"Yeah, that
Need
was
like the
funny."
AOL noise with like the.
You got the fucking dial-up.
Yeah, literally, bro.
Am I getting a fax? Fax? What? But so, what did you find in your research, Zach? What as you drink your water? What did you glean from your delving into of the lore?
Regarding the story, climate change, let's just say, has ravaged the earth. And
Beautiful.
of course, now the wealthy, the rich, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk are going to Mars. And obviously leaving all of the poor people or just not insanely wealthy people behind. And so the people trying to survive, you're like eating each other, pretty sure. This organ farmer, that whole deal.
Let's go.
Organ farmer.
And then, just like a side note, I like that a lot of this parallels real problems or, not too far off of like a potential future.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will probably happen in 5 years. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, dude, this album came out in 2019, and they did Superbug, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh God.
like this album came out mid-August 2019.
Oh God.
I think that was the first cases in China started popping up around then, and then it started going international like December 2019 and early 2020.
This album is basically just metal. Don't look up.
It's the prophecy that has been foretold.
Prophecy.
Yeah, I mean, there were parts of it, like
Prophecy has been.
Superbug in particular, talking like they keep referencing antibiotics and overuse or whenever it's not necessary using them.
Right.
that it created the hypothetical superbug. And I figured out what a phage is. I had no idea.
A what?
It's
Is
a
that a-
phage, PHAGE.
Is that like some sort of immune system defense?
I know a
Like
microphage is like an amoeba, right? Like a little single cell organism or some shit.
So at least in this context, sorry, I'm trying to find it. It was like a virus that attacks bacteria.
Oh.
And it, like apparently, according to the internet, I mean, obviously, I double checked. It was a scholarly article and everything.
Britannica Online. Yeah,
You know.
familiar.
source,
Yeah,
trust me,
it could
bro.
be used like
first-hand
in
source.
lieu of antibiotics.
Oh, okay. So it's like
Yeah, and I think it said it was used in Europe more.
probably because the American, it's so hard to get like, which is good and kind of frustrating. It's so hard to like get shit pushed through with the FDA that Europe tries
Yeah.
more like medicine and stuff, not like Eastern medicine type of vibes, but like, yeah, they'll do more like weaponized viruses and shit like that. So neat.
According to the internet,
Uh-huh.
it is a virus that infects and replicates within bacteria. They've been used since the late 19th century as an alternative to antibiotics in the former Soviet Union and Central Europe, as well as in France. So it's seen as like a possible therapy for, drug-resistant bacteria.
Oh, that makes sense because I guess theoretically viruses would, like if a virus attacks a bacteria to replicate, if the bacteria evolves to be virus resistant, the virus would evolve to still fuck with the bacteria, but like antibiotics are
know.
kind of fucked, I think, in that regard. Interesting. Welcome to the biochemistry podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
What'd you say?
But yeah, anyway, so going back to Superbug, I thought that was fun, that it's like, pretty close parallel to a real concern.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it, the Pandora virus or whatever people are worried about? I think that's what they've called it since the 90s.
I've never heard of that.
That's the theoretical
okay.
virus that's going to wipe us out because we've used all of the like antibiotics and it's resistant and we're going to die. I think it's the Pandora virus.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Pangea virus?
Oh, that would be bad.
Pangea virus.
This bitch don't know about Pangea.
And then I know where I normally get lost on this album story, like just in passive listening, is like Venusian 1, 2, Perihelion, After that point, it just kind of, I didn't know what was going on. And I think that's somewhat intentional, at least in the lyrics. Like they just become more unhinged as it goes on.
Yeah, it kind of devolves for sure.
Yeah, because obviously you could read the lyrics and it kind of makes sense more. It's like more, not like sentences, but it it makes more sense. But by the end, you just have like, I don't know.
When you really get into
I have gone
self-immolated hell.
insane.
Yeah.
This is
Stuff like I lust for volcano. Give me my nirvana. I don't know. This is a bunch of like garbage, but it's good. It's just you actually have to think about it more.
yeah.
Bro, when you think about it, well, because like Venusian, it talks about like Mars is fucked, so we're gonna go to Venus, and then we're gonna go, but then like it gets too hot when it's at its perihelion, which is an astrophysics term. That's when a planet is the closest point to the sun in its orbit around the sun, or a star, not necessarily the sun, but just in general.
Yeah.
When it's the closest to a star. So then I guess it gets too hot, and Venusian 2 is like a more chaotic version than the first part.
Yeah, Venusian 1, I think that is meant to be like a solar flare.
Oh, okay.
It talks about like I think it's called like solar mountain. I don't know. They say it in the song. I don't have the lyric off the top of my head, but At least that's Solar Mountain comes on the perihelion. No rerouting, only counting till we're done. And then of course they fly into the solar flare and die. It's awesome.
Yep. Make sure you. But what did they say? Something. Make sure you hold your breath, and then they just fucking kick into the instrumentation of it or whatever.
I think that's the next one, Venusian 2.
I think they say it on both. I don't know.
Okay, it might be on Venusian 1. I don't know.
Gives me Inner Sandman vibes.
Here.
What did he say? Shouting sins until we're in the sun. That's badass.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Bro, for self-immolate, my only note, because by then I was like, I'm already going to talk too much about this. By then I just wrote vibes.
I never,
it's a vibe, yeah.
I never really put it together. Like I have always heard the end of the second verse, him yelling sinners for dinner, but it's grinning sun has sinners for dinner.
Hell yeah.
Like the sun is
the yelling sun has sinners for dinners.
The grinning sun, the happy sun is eating the sinners.
Yes.
Interesting.
Bro, this is hilarious.
How does it? Because I've. How does it wrap up with hell?
So I think based on self-immolate, they in this story they die, obviously, and on Venus, and then they go to hell, and they interact with Satan, like the Antichrist, and then Satan redirects them to Mars to go infest the
rat's nest.
The rat's nest. Yeah, they're all the rich people.
Oh, that's so hard.
That is based.
That's so cool.
Isn't that the plot of Doom?
Not entirely, but kind of. Where in Doom 1, you are on Mars and there's demons infesting Mars. So kind of in a way, it's kind of similar.
Yeah. That's
they're not coming to kill the rich people, but they are infesting Mars.
Right. Well, right. Yeah, not like the rich people part of it. But yeah, the secret Martian shit.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking that's so hard. That's fucking sick. Cuz I always that's where it would lose me is I would hear Satan points me to the rat's nest, and then I never really put that together. I knew that's what it was said, but I never, especially the end of it is 15 infantry paratroop into the propylene new scene. Hell's where they want to be, infest the rat's nest. That's just it. They're just going in to fuck up the rich people on Mars.
Yeah.
The devil brought them back to life from hell to go kick the rich people's ass on Mars. That's awesome. What a fucking what a revenge story.
Okay, so yeah, propylene. 15 infantry paratroop into the propylene new scene. Is that what the line is? Yeah. And propylene is a chemical agent used in manufacturing. And it's inferred there that there's just new manufacturing happening on Mars. It's just a new business type environment.
Right. Because what are rich people gonna do?
Yeah.
Create an economy.
Where they can keep making money. And, yeah.
They gotta stay rich, bro.
They want to be. Infest the Rats Nest.
Bro, it's
Oh my god.
the album is so because that was something.
I forgot to say like Mars for the Rich, like whenever this album came out, I forget how you got to it. I think it was just on the band's website. Like they had this like short little like tiny flash game that you could play on their website, and it was basically like Doom. Like you would run around like this area and like shoot these rats that were coming at you with a shotgun, and like the entire time it would just play Mars for the Rich like on a loop. And
Didn't Dylan play it a lot as a bit?
I played it a couple times and like it was fun.
Yeah.
And like and it's a lot like Doom, and like there's this huge like rat's nest, like rat skull throne, like just like the album cover, like in the game, and like you just like run around it and shoot all these rats that are trying to kill you.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, this album fucking rules. It's
Very
so
tasty.
good. Like the story's good, and then also just musically, it's so fucking good. Like it gets my blood going. Jordan, you didn't like starting off with Planet B?
I like the guitar
There is
solos.
no Planet B.
It is a little bit I don't know, maybe I just didn't understand how in depth it was sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's that thing where I like hear the lyrics, like Nick was kind of saying, or one of you guys was saying, I think it was Nick, but they were saying like you know what they are, but then when you actually like read them and like put them together, it's like, so I might have just not. And again, like that's the thing is storytelling can be so much fun, but if it's through a medium that I don't really like rock, it's just like I lose out on that, you know?
Right. I think that's fair. Like that's a pretty standard.
But it just sucks because like I see how you like I get that it's like cool to like go through all this and stuff. Like I can see the excitement like as you talk about it, and like I would want that. It's like a show, right? As soon as you see a show, you're like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
With music, it's a little bit more interpretable because I think music is I guess TV is more variety, but I feel like TV's more digestible than like music because I feel like, okay, this not to get like, you know, philosophical, but I feel like as a population, we are much more like visual creatures, and maybe not fully, but like we're starting to like, we're on our like phones, like a lot of stuff we do is visual.
Yeah.
And you know, like some people don't like country, some people don't like blah, blah, like they have their like things they don't. So that's like another missed opportunity. But I feel like usually people are like, oh, this one really good show that everybody likes. Yeah, I'll check it out, you know, because it's like everybody thinks it's good. You know, there's like one or two people, but like music, it's like, hey, there's this really good country song that tells a really good story. And then it's like, I don't really like country though. It's like, oh, well, like it's a good story though. And then it's like, well, I don't really want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that.
I think so. But I also, in the same way, that's why I try to kind of actively do things like the Gizz journey and stuff. Cause I'm like, I'm not a metal listener at all. Like I just recently started listening to Metallica. So like, yeah, very new genre for me. But I was like, I know that they have interesting stories. And so I'm going to use that as a way to like just expose myself to more of it. And then over time, I did it more. That's kind of like, I had the same thing where I was like, grew up listening to like country and classic rock and shit. I was like, I don't like rap, you know, whatever. But then I started hearing more of like the Kendrick type of stuff where it is a story told over like an entire album and things like that. And I was like, oh, this is good now. Now I can listen to like whatever, most genres of rap. You know, I don't queue up necessarily everything. But if some shit's put on, unless it's like, I really hate Trippie Redd.
Really?
Yeah,
His voice?
Yeah, I don't fuck with it.
Take it to Topanga.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Dude, that's
so,
a
like,
good song.
There are definitely exceptions to that, but for the most part, I can at least like not necessarily vibe to it, but not like actively hate listening to it. I can find something
I miss the rage
redeeming to like listen to it. I'm not gonna queue up everything necessarily, but I'm like, oh, like I'll just listen to the beat, focus on that because it's cool. So I feel like that's kind of, I've used like, because every genre has like the storyteller in it. So I just look for that person and then use that to kind of expose myself to more of what's going on around it. except maybe pop. I don't really know. Well, I guess some like Taylor Swift type of stuff is, but I don't know. But yeah, so I'll use that like as a tool to get into things that I'm most familiar with, and I find that works very well. But to each their own.
Okay, I get it.
I rock with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Planet B starts off, we're ruining the planet. There's no backup planet. The fuck's going on? And then that guitar in it is crazy. Like the first 30 seconds, you hit the like first solo. It's just blistering speed. It's crazy. It's hell of an opener.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I like the solo in the first one.
Yeah, dude. That shit rips. They Mars for the Rich. The bass breakdown before the first chorus, where it I think the music kind of cuts out and then the bass leads the band back in with it. So good. Yeah. That's just gotta hurt. Playing a bass that fast, because it doesn't sound like he's playing it with a pick. It sounds like he's playing it with his fingers.
Yeah.
It's got that rounder tone.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Mars for the Rich is like, I love Planet B too. Mars for the Rich has been my favorite song for a while.
Oh, okay.
I think my top three are Mars for the Rich, Perihelion, and Hell, I think.
Dude, Superbug, since like the first listen, has been my favorite song on the album.
I like Superbug and Self-Immolate a lot more on this listen through.
Really? Superbug, you had to like come around to it?
I think it was just so slow to begin with.
Yeah.
Like I just I didn't love it as much because I was used to the faster pace of everything else on the album, but now I really love it. It's like it's close to 7 minutes long, and he's just like throat screaming like the majority of the song. But I like it. I like. Sorry, I was sick recently.
Everybody's sick.
He's got the Superbug.
For real. Oh God,
bro! Everyone is like not with like COVID, but like a stomach virus is like going around Denver.
Yeah,
people are like shitting. Out here.
They're the shit. They're farting.
That's crazy, dude. I don't shit. That's wild.
Yeah, I know, right? It's unfathomable to me. I just can't. I don't know. But see, I like the slowness of Superbug because I feel like it builds so much tension in it that like boils over at like certain points in the song, and that's what I love about it. Like,
and that's why I love it now too.
Yeah, starting off with the start of it, where it's just like, just a very like low guitar in the mix, and then a little bit more, and then everyone comes in with the scream and like the drum coming in. Oh, dude, I'm addicted to it. I love that shit.
I also think I don't really like rock because I think I really like bass a lot. And I know there's like bass in this, but like I think that I'm trying to like pinpoint more of like why I don't like other things as much. And I think it's the lack of bass in a lot of songs.
That makes sense. Because then if
like hard bass,
right,
or loud bass.
that makes sense. And because if you like if you identify what you don't like necessarily, then you can find people in the genre that do fit more of that, and then that's also
and that's why I like EDM an okay amount, but mostly like Skrillex, just because like that's just like so much bass.
So,
it's
all bass. You're like Meghan Trainor.
I like think I'm like wait, what'd you say?
You like Meghan
I was
Trainor.
like, dude, I thought you like just referenced the Meghan Trainor like in general. I was like, why did she just? And then I was like, okay, but I don't. It just seems like it's like I listen to this music and it's just like missing something. I think it's the bass. I don't know though. I'll think on it more. But dude, what, Zach?
It's your soul, not the bass.
I know it.
Your soul's missing.
My soul's not in it, bro.
I feel this is a classic case of if we saw them live, I feel like you would enjoy it, Jordan.
Yeah. Honestly,
their
probably.
energy
Again, live shows
and like their energy and the shit they have going on like behind them is very like visually engaging with what's going on musically. Like they did the song that is the robot destroying the universe by throwing up, and the robot while it's talking and does its monologue in the song, they had it in like 2-foot tall letters on an LCD screen behind them. like reading out the narration while they were just fucking jamming shit on it. Oh my god. Dude,
that's really funny.
The people on mushrooms at that show had to have been losing their shit.
Oh my gosh.
I saw a guy two rows in front of me and William. He took like probably a good amount of grams of mushrooms, and then the whole time was also ripping his like dab pen. I was like, this man does not know what reality is. And like, this
man's going to see God tonight, bro. Or the devil.
And the person I saw pass out and fall down 2 rows at Red Rocks wasn't that guy. It was someone behind us who got too drunk. Because fucking alcohol's destructive.
And then that guy who didn't know he was on this planet anymore got in his 2002 paint peeling Honda Civic, and he drove back home.
Yep, he flew his spaceship back home, totally fine.
He flew his car back home.
His spaceship, got it. But yeah, dude, that like, if they come to like decently close to North Carolina, I feel like, Jordan, you should try to go to a show, because that's how like you will get it then. Like I could see you listening to the studio, you don't feel it, but like in person, hearing it, like feeling the bass and the kick drum and everything that's going on, I feel like you'd fuck with it. Organ Farmer. Did you like the guitar in that one? That one's also got some pretty insane guitar in it.
Yeah, it's a little more grungy, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot crunchier,
a little bit
for sure.
Yeah. I can't tell, because part of me does like this a little bit more, but sorry, I have a very hard time articulating my senses on some of these things when I don't know. I'm like, yeah, it like seems good, but it doesn't seem good.
It seems good, but it's not good to me. But I could see how it's good for other people.
No,
but not for me personally. No, Organ Farmer is my least favorite song. I do know that.
It's probably mine too.
I feel like I like the energy in this song though.
It's like I do like it. Like I
you like the vibe that they're putting out. Yeah.
I'm a literal farmer of organs.
Oh, okay.
Like I plant organs and grow them, and then once they're ready for picking,
I feel like you got to reach out to like health science. I feel like they've been trying to do that for a while, and you're just doing it in your backyard. They try to do it in labs. You're like, bro, I fucking
that ear mouse, that artificial lamb you built in a womb.
Yeah, I've been growing that shit just in my backyard, my salsa garden. I got my organs.
That's why he closed his closet doors, because he's growing the organs in there.
Oh, it's like
nobody will see.
It's like mycelium. You have to kind of like plant the stem cell in a log, and then it grows the organ.
The Minecraft references, bro.
Bro, mycelium is like like spore impregnated dirt.
Dude, he's just referencing Minecraft, bro.
Mushroom
That's
Island,
not.
bro.
It's literally not a real thing.
Nerd
bro.
moment. Nerd moment.
It's literally not a real. It's literally made up for Minecraft.
Bro, real homies
right?
used to get a boat and sail around the world and then live on the Mushroom Island because it was unique.
Dude,
That
I
was
don't.
the first,
It's
like,
so hard to
unique biome
find
they
one,
put
dude. It's so hard to
Right,
find.
and you
one.
can't like grow regular things on it.
No.
But you get the
You
mushrooms
get
as
dirt
pets.
from where-
You can shear them
that
for
is true, and
mushrooms.
you get to-
so
No, but then you can't. Then they're not mushrooms
so
anymore.
far.
yeah, Nick, you wouldn't fucking.
You have a
get it.
limited amount of
You wouldn't fucking
mushrooms,
get
and
it.
you're gonna shear one.
Yeah, well, you
Why
can
would you
breed
do that?
more.
But once they're sheared, you can't breed.
Well, you will just make
That,
sure
you
you
know?
always have two,
Okay, fine.
bro.
This
Nothing,
concludes our segment on nerd talk.
dude. Barely scratches the surface of Minecraft. All right. But yeah, Super Bug. I fucking love it. We've already talked a lot about it. But yeah, the guitar droning throughout the whole thing is so good in the background. It just adds so much tension. Dope ass chorus. Screaming the verses. Super Bug is coming up. Whatever.
I do love I do love, what is it? Superbug is like a truck. Penicillin is a duck.
Yep.
I do love that. Very funny.
Never, ever, ever stops. Never seems to give a fuck or something like that. Something along those lines. Bangs.
I forgot to say at the end of Planet B,
Mhm.
I think the last line is baby Jesus sheds a tear. For a long time,
Jesus.
For a long time, I thought it said baby Jesus shits himself.
Baby Jesus saw how we're destroying Earth and shit his little golden fleece
that
diaper.
that is not what it said. He did not shit the manger. The manger
Oh
is
hell,
fine.
Jesus shit in the manger. Oh God.
Baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love Baby Jesus in Micro Wrestling Federation.
What?
Hang on. Hang on.
You guys don't know about the Micro Wrestling Federation?
Is that,
thought you
is
were gonna
that-
make, like,
is
a
that
Talladega
like
Nights
people with dwarfism wrestling?
Yeah. Hank Dalton just passed away the other day.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, my boy.
I don't know.
You don't know about Baby Jesus or Lil Miss?
Why is it called the Federation?
Well, because
Pinky
the
Shortcake?
World Wrestling Federation is the WWF.
You don't know about the... No, that's the world... That's the wildlife.
yeah.
The World Wildlife Fund.
I don't know who owns the trademark, but one of them is those are opposing acronyms. There's the WWE and the WWF. Or maybe the WWF became WWE.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Is it
okay.
started Federation? And what is it? What is the E?
Yeah,
What is
it's
it now?
Micro Wrestling Federation.
I think it's
Probably like
World Wrestling
entertainment
Entertainment. Yeah.
Okay, that would make
Bro,
sense.
you guys don't even know about my girl Pinky Shortcake, all right?
That's the third one you've
Have you guys
named
never
out.
seen those videos before?
I haven't.
Well, why did I say Jamie? Jordan, why do you know so many of these names?
Chief Lilfoot? You don't know Chief Lilfoot?
Jordan, I don't
Psycho?
know if I could name like 4, definitely not
Chief
current,
Littlefoot?
like
Versus Pinky
like
Shortcake.
WWE. Well, actually,
It's because I watch all their
actually,
backstories,
because of
too.
Zach and
There's
another
lore
guy
now.
that we went to elementary school with. I can name a lot more wrestlers.
Bro, the Miz.
But I've never watched any matches other than like at sleepovers at Zach's house for like his
Triple
birthday.
H, Randy Orton.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really never watched
Watch
wrestling
out.
either. I watch clips on TikTok now.
yeah.
But dude, you should check out the Micro Wrestling
Sean,
Federation.
was
They're,
it is it
they're a
Shawn
cool
Michaels?
bunch.
Was that his name?
CM Punk.
Yeah.
From out of nowhere.
Triple H. Did we say that?
Triple H. That's classic.
The classic.
I
just saw one where Vance
Buwaka
McMahon-
guy. What's his fucking name? Rey Mysterio.
The what?
Rey Mysterio.
619.
I saw one where Vance McMahon was fighting God, and it was just like a fucking
Dude.
like limelight, and it was just like someone was just like casting the light like it was like someone was walking, but it was literally nothing. It was like nothing, and then he like was shining straight down in the ring. He's like, "You want to fight me?" He's like, "God wants to fight me," and I'm like, "What
Bro,
the heck?"
it is like.
How do people think this is real, bro?
Well, that's the thing. So that's what I've learned. Producer Eric of Face Jam and other Rooster Teeth, he's a huge wrestling guy. No one thinks it's real. Everyone knows. Well, most people.
Well, when you were younger, so many people thought it was real. Now nobody thinks it's real, but like
real fans of it, like they know that it's because it's still real athleticism. Like they're physically doing that shit.
100%.
But they're 100%. But there's a. It's kind of like improv, like improv comedy.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like,
yeah, I got you.
You know, like the subtle cues, and maybe you have like a few planned, like major beats planned out. But for the most part, it's like you're just kind of reacting, and you take turns like initiating and reacting. So there's like an art to it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah, but all the fucking plot, like wrestling clips on TikTok is so great. Because that's all you need. You only need the minute to 3 minute snippet of just the most insane shit you've ever seen. That's just like, yeah,
I know.
This is canon. This is in the world. That's what this is.
Baby Jesus.
Yeah, apparently.
I need to find Baby Jesus, dude. I need to find Baby Jesus.
I've been watching Action Bronson like body slam people recently in like this like junior wrestling league.
There's nothing junior about
That's
that.
funny.
Man.
Yeah, he's huge.
He should not be. Just like, he should not be amateur body slamming. He's gonna kill someone.
Yeah, I said junior, but it's just like not WWE.
Right, it's amateur.
I'm not sure what it is. Yeah,
incredible.
But he's in the ring.
What a guy, Bam Bam himself.
Yep. White Bronco.
White Bronco. Good album, by the way. Good album. No one's ever said that before on this podcast, but it's a pretty good album. Check out the TikTok for a related White Bronco clip.
Only for Dolphins.
Yeah, I wasn't as huge on that one.
We need to do that on the podcast.
I'd be down.
Yeah, there's a minute and a half song that's just it's like a cologne ad that he never came out with the cologne, but it's like the song is called Splash, and like the only lines in it are like him saying Splash, a new fragrance by Baklava. And like that's it.
My boy is the epitome of just fucking around.
He's an entrepreneur.
And making
on a
so
side
much
note
money off of it.
On a real quick side note, I hate how Zach's TikTok is still just Roy Cooper and has like fucking
picture
governor. I was like,
of incumbent
Governor Cooper NC, bro.
I'm like, where is Zach? I can't find him. He's like, oh shit, he's Roy Cooper. I forgot. Bro.
It's literally I'm like Pavlov. Like I see addresses from Roy Cooper because I still fuck with the man, you know. So I still follow him on Twitter and stuff, and he addresses something, and my brain goes Zach, and I'm like, no, that's him. That's the actual literal Governor Roy Cooper.
This is an official announcement from the governor.
It's so fucking funny. We also have a guy who, for a while on TikTok, was just impersonating other people who we went to high school with, and then they started like they worked at like little like small town car dealerships or whatever, and they would just like he would pretend to be that person until they found out, and then would
wait, like actually people where you guys are from, or like
no, like literally like people who were in his same grade in high school.
That's kind of funny.
It's very funny. He definitely
very unhinged.
Sometimes took it too far with a few people, but for the most part, it at least started very funny.
Okay.
Now he impersonates Hezbollah.
It's like everything he does. It starts off funny.
Yeah, it starts off funny, and then at a certain point, you're like, "This is why we don't do more things." But Venusian won. So I now that we've talked about the narrative of everything, I just want to mention some stuff. The fucking chanting over the chorus. when they're going back into the chorus again, but then in the background they're shouting Venusian, like they're chanting in the background. I love that part. It's very good. And a great transition from the end of Venusian 1 into Perihelion. I really love that every time. Like the note holds out and then they just kick into a new song. It's very good. You can tell that I think that those 3 songs really feel like they're meant to be like sandwiched, like a trilogy kind of thing.
Oh, yep.
And you can tell in the musicality and then kind of the themes of it. It's very good. I love anything referencing space. As you can see, well, there's BB-8 behind me, and then there's a Lego Saturn V on the bookshelf next to me. So I do like space. So anything referencing space and natural phenomena, I very much enjoy that. So I've always really fucked with Perihelion. There's one that it's either on the Murder of the Universe one or it's on Nonagon Infinity, but it always like the first 30 seconds I think it's Perihelion, and then it's not.
Oh.
And I cannot remember which one. I'll have to figure that out.
I need to listen to that.
Yeah,
Perihelion was my. I don't know if that or Mars for the Rich was like the first song that really got me into this album.
Gotcha. Yeah, I really like the where there's like the chorus section of it where it's like multi-layered vocals and like a weird halftime triplet like beat to it. It's so fucking cool. Love that shit. It's very good. It's a good song overall. It's a very good song. It's definitely one of my top ones on the album. Probably like top 3.
Yeah. The interstellar portion of the album.
Yep.
I didn't love it.
that movie.
But
Yeah,
Yep.
I like Perihelion. It's like it's one of the songs that makes me want to like try to learn it on guitar, but then I
Yeah.
know that I'm not good enough, and I don't really care to
Oh,
get
for
better
sure.
that much.
No.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But
Fair
it's,
enough.
it's,
I feel that very much. I'm like, dude, this would be so cool to learn on guitar, and I'm like, nowhere near that
Yeah,
at all.
Oh, it's gonna take me 3 years.
yeah. I
I'm
got
good.
other stuff I'd rather do right now.
And it's just like, hey, you want to crank out a tune this afternoon? Let's record an album. And it's just like this. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah.
That's not fair. I mean, it's great because it means
It's insane.
You've honed your craft, but like, Jesus Christ, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my last notes, because like I said, I tried to limit myself. That or I was just overloaded with information by the time I got to self-immolate in hell. But on Venusian 2, there's also a really good bass breakdown, and then the like with the double kicks going on behind it is very good. Love that shit.
Yeah, Venusian too. When I was going through this and writing stuff down, my main note, I didn't recognize the song.
Okay.
Like, it's a heavy skip for me. I just don't like it that much.
Really? Okay.
But it
Damn.
doesn't really like the rest of the album.
Damn.
I think's fine.
Mhm.
I think both of the Venusians are my least favorite, but especially the second one. I didn't even know what that song was until I looked.
That's so funny.
I was like, oh man, that's tough. But
That happens for me like once every like 2 to 3 years probably. I'm like, oh, this song exists. That's insane. I had no idea. But yeah, I feel you. The Venusians are probably my least favorites after
Organ Farmer?
I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I still like them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I think I said already, but self-immolate is funny and it goes hard. It's crazy. It's
yeah, I'd like to see it
just-
live.
yeah, just singing about lighting yourself on fire.
I'm telling you, if y'all, because I haven't bought tickets for the fucking, I want to, but I haven't bought tickets for the Red Rocks shows out here because William said he can't make it and no one else has said they wanted to come out to it.
Yeah.
Be great. Tickets are only like
I'll-
$60 right now after fees. So
Okay. I'll talk to you more about it later, but
hell yeah.
yeah.
I will hold
That'd be
off.
fun as hell. If I liked King
Bro, I'm
Gizzard.
telling you, come out, post up with the boys in Denver, and then go to a concert. Just coincidentally, it's just a concert you're going to. You'll fuck with it.
It's like so much. I guess I do need to come out to Denver at some point.
Yeah, I haven't been out here since you and Nick helped me move out here.
But how much? Yeah, how much is the like the ticket though? You know,
Ticket for like the flight or the concert?
no, for King Giz.
Like $60.
Yeah. Wait, really?
Yeah. Right now.
Red Rocks is $60.
Right now. Yeah.
When is it again?
Next August.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
No, that is a long.
I mean, it's even
while.
like I bought my ticket for the most recent show at the start of November. I bought it 3 weeks before on StubHub for $120. So they don't get mega expensive. They intentionally, I think, do shows cheap so that they can get like massive turnouts because they have fans who go to like all 3 shows of the residency because they play intentionally different songs every single night. So it's a different concert every single night.
Okay.
Ah, man. They got to play self-immolator. I'm just going to leave.
You sit through the whole
just gonna be on
3-hour
the
show.
floor.
It's not like one of the.
Why'd I fucking come, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But yeah, so we can discuss more offline, but that'd be fucking great if we can get a posted up at the just 10 people at the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Jordan won't come to a show with me that's 45 minutes away for $15, he's not gonna fly to Denver already.
Listen,
But no,
I
it's
would, but I think
it's a boys trip that happens to have we can just leave Jordan at home if he wants, you know.
that is true. I could probably hit up somebody. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
I
you
could
know
be on
other people
Tinder
that
for
know
about
out
a
there.
day and just sleep over someone else's house. Dude, all right.
That too. Yeah.
Change my Hinge location to Denver like a month ahead and just be like, "Hey, I need somebody to house me."
For one
Not
night.
really though.
That's
I
it
need
though.
a
Everything
one-night
else I'm
sublease.
covered, but like one.
Yeah, everything else I'm covered.
Yeah, well, that'd be it'd be fun. We'll see come August, listener, what we're getting up to. But yeah, so that's the last of my concrete notes for the album. I don't know if you guys have any final thoughts you want to impart upon the
Oh God,
audience.
no.
I don't think I do. Like, yeah, I enjoy the album even more after your brief synopsis, Zach.
Yeah. And I'm sure, like, somebody that's, like, really a true, real King Giz fan would probably not like my description, you know? But I think it's good enough.
But we have to cross-examine with our previous guest Abe and see what he thinks.
But I do think based on a very limited sample size of the audience, just the general vibe that like the people who fuck with him at the concert, like the vibe of the audience, I feel like they would absolutely just be like, "That's not what I got from it, but right on, brother." They would very much not care of how wrong your interpretation. They'd be like, "We're all just listeners, dude," and that's what they leave at. You know, it's very much like it was crazy
Modern day
listening to
Deadheads.
this. They make this kind of music, and the audience was very much just hippies on mushrooms and weed hanging out, just relaxing.
Fair enough.
It was insane. I was like, this is not the demographic that I thought was going to be. The only thing I got right was that it was like 95% white people. That was the only part I got right about that. That's where I saw the fucking the person with the fucking gritty mask that I put on the socials the other day. They wore a gritty mask and a Phillies shirt to then go to a King Giz concert. And then the Phillies lost the World Series, but the Astros cheated. So, don't know.
Deflategate in baseball.
I think it was what they were like. I think they were like recording hand signals. I don't know. People, I'm so not into baseball. I don't know the controversy.
Not really.
But yeah, so then Zach, you can start off with your rating, and then either Nick or Jordan, and then I will announce next week's guest and album. So whenever you're ready,
right.
Zach, take her away.
Based on, looking at this album on its own, not like as a part of their broader discography, I would give it an 8 out of 10. And that's just like kind of different from like some of the other stuff that they do, but I think it was a good experiment, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, respectable rating.
I'm going. I think I'm gonna go 9.3.
My boy deliberated upon that one.
Yep, really thought about it. I was in my deliberation era.
I feel like
right there.
I'll have
for 10 seconds.
I get the vibe. Jordan, what are you gonna throw at it?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Hey,
I just don't like rock. I just don't like rock. I try or metal. I don't know.
I'm telling you, I think we can get you there. We just have to figure out how to do it. We have to find your
hard.
Trojan horse. You know what are you eating a burger? What is that?
From Bad Daddy's.
Their burgers are too heavy, but their chicken sandwiches, fire.
burgers too.
The burgers are too heavy, which is why I'm still eating it 3 hours later.
It's too much. I haven't been able to eat like a full-size restaurant hamburger since like I stopped swimming senior year of high school.
Yeah, no, burgers are way too much.
I
just went because my friends were going.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, but if you go to Bad Daddy's again, get the fucking Emilio's chicken sandwich. That shit is fire. That is one of the best chicken sandwiches you can get at a restaurant.
No.
Okay. All right.
Has the burger been out this whole time?
Yeah. See, what I do, I always eat my food later on in the night.
Is it not cold
so
and soggy?
it doesn't like spoil. It is a little bit, but I honestly like food in different ways. So I don't need to eat like a hot burger. I can eat like, I don't really want a cold burger, but a room temp burger is okay with me.
Okay, interesting.
And I can still taste all the flavors.
I get that because I'll like if I'm at a cookout, chilling in the yard. I'll eat the burger like towards the end, so it kind of does it. I get the vibe. My sister intentionally gets steak at restaurants, goes home and refrigerates it and eats it cold, so it could be worse.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
she does that with cheese fries too.
Also, the buns get cold, so then I have to either reheat the buns or
because you gotta have a warm bun for sure.
Exactly, or like a lukewarm bun, which is like this, But
I'm
okay with this, so that both things are lukewarm,
Okay.
so it's like still consistent,
Makes sense. I'm gonna give the album a 9.7. My heart wanted to say 10, but I think because of Oregon Farmer, I think it's a 9.7. So I'll go with it.
Fair enough.
That's an average of 7.63, and that puts it at 21. Let's see. It is. Oh, there's a lot of albums.
21. Can you do something for me?
For me.
Can you? Sorry about that, guys.
We got An Awesome Wave by Alt J, Living Room by Lawrence, The New Abnormal by Strokes, The Slow Rush, and Infest the Rats Nest is all tied at 21st overall. Just above Earth Tones and the Nashville Sound, which are at 22nd.
Oof.
And just below From 2 to 3 and Rage Against the Machine, which are 20th overall.
There we go.
In the uppers.
Echelon.
It's up there. It's probably, not a lot tied. So it's probably overall. It's a banger, I would say. I think that falls into the certified banger list of our show. Next week we're going to be having Adam on again. So we'll see how much of a album review it is and how much of it's just 4 dudes hanging out.
What a cutie.
What a guy. He said new setup by the time we record.
Yeah.
So, maybe primo Adam, but we're going to be doing Premium Mediocre by the band Animal House.
Fair enough.
Haven't we done that before? Or no?
No.
I don't think so.
Because I've never. The only thing I know, I only know Animal House the movie. I do not know the band.
Premium. What was it
Premium
called?
Mediocre by Animal House. I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of indie rock vibe. But then the week after that, we'll hopefully have a fresh guest.
21,000 monthly listeners. Oh God.
So another maybe Kid Freud situation. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to be doing that next week. And the week after that, we're going to be ending Guest Fest 3 on a new guest to the show, which will be exciting. Another new one. We've had I think this is the first one since the beginning where it's like the most new guests in a spot.
Oh yeah.
I haven't run the data on that, but tentatively, I think that's true. And then
I don't know.
We're gonna be doing our year-end shit, which will be a lot of fun because we're gonna do it better than we did last year because we know how to do it better. So that'll be exciting. And
there you go. Iterate.
Yeah, then we'll probably take the first week off in the new year. So, but that's all just the teases of what's up and coming. And that wraps up the main meat and potatoes of this episode. Recent listening's the entirety of King Gizz's discography for me. So move on from me.
Yeah, just 23 albums. Yeah.
And my rap had me feeling inspired, so I bumped a lot of Peach Pit recently as well. Because I've got a Peach Pit show coming up on Tuesday. That'll be between now and when we record next. So next time I'll be wearing a different Peach Pit shirt because I accidentally wore their merch today, coincidentally. So, yeah.
There you go.
Hi.
Can we get some pogs in the chat?
I'll go.
Fuck you, Nick.
I have not been listening to that much music this week. The only one I can really wait. What did I say? I could go? Did you say you could go?
Literally
Nick
said and then you said and then took over.
Bro, Nick always goes first. I don't even care anymore.
Take the reins.
The only thing I can think of is me listening to No Role Models by Jay-Z or fucking
Cole.
hell. What? J. Cole. Sorry. I was thinking of the Z in models because it says no role models. And I was like, why is that a Z and not an S? And then my mind went like Jay-Z because I was looking at the Z.
Right.
Okay, that's so weird.
Bro, Jordan's a rap fan.
No, literally. But I mostly have just been watching TV this week.
A lot of BoJack.
I've been binging every second of my waking existence with BoJack Horseman.
Like I said, we both went on we both went on journeys this week.
Journeys.
We did.
We've been journeying, but not we journey.
I really want to hear Jay-Z do No Role Models. I think that would be
She
great.
don't want to be saved, don't save. Dude, there's this. That one account on Twitter is so funny.
Jay-Z takes.
And then I dude, I don't know how he does that voice so good. It's not accurate enough to where it's so funny,
Right.
but it's accurate enough where it's also just hilarious. I love it.
It's very good.
Yeah. I listened to a lot of Drug Dealer, the band, because I saw them in concert and they were phenomenal. Very, very good. I talked to him after the show. He told me he liked my hat.
Hell yeah.
What a guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
The hat was a new Commute hat, which is like they make like playlists and they shout out a lot of like independent musicians and stuff. And I think they're actually based somewhere around here. I'm not really sure. Like they don't really have like a base or a storefront or anything, but like the only concert pictures that I see them post are from like North Carolina events, basically.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
If you Google it, it just says that's like where they are.
New Commute is a Charlotte, NC-based cultivator of rare psychedelic, garage, funk, African country, and folk sounds of the past and contemporaries ellipses.
There you go. Fair enough. But
firing it.
But yeah, they I know they gave like Drug Dealer a big shout out on his new album, and then they had him like curate this playlist of like music that's influenced him.
Oh yeah.
Over the years, and yeah, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like I kind of forgot I was wearing the hat, but because it's just my favorite hat. But yeah, Drug Dealer. The opener was really good for the show. He actually reminded me a lot of Bahamas, of Afi from Bahamas. Like just kind of the way that he looked, and also like his voice, and kind of like some of the more relaxed side of Bahamas. His music sounded kind of like that. His name was Reverend Baron. But outside of that, I've been listening to some heavier stuff to kind of get me in the mood for this album, like Turnstile and Shame. But outside of that, I mean, yeah, nothing crazy. The usual podcasts, some more usual music rotation, a little Dawes.
Dawes.
You know. Dawes.
No,
Nice.
Toes to Toes by Mastodon. No.
No, I like that. I need to listen to that again. I
think that's
forgot
the
about that song. Yeah, I think it's called Toe to Toes or something. It's like a really strange name. Yeah.
Oh.
Recently, I've been listening to the Elden Ring soundtrack.
That's good.
The last song, or like not the last song, I guess, but the final battle. Check it out. You know, just I mean, I don't know, maybe while you're doing
Spoiler
work
alert.
or whatever you do. I like to do it for homework. It's like not distracting enough where I can't focus, but it just helps a little. And also
I'm
like
gonna start listening to the God of War Viking music.
So that's what I used to do that with the Interstellar soundtrack.
The dwarf music.
yeah. But I don't know. I listened to I had to get on SoundCloud because they took away like the Dark Souls soundtracks from Spotify.
Bro.
And there was this one song
Damn.
from like Dark Souls 3, the final boss in that game. It's awesome.
Gatekeeping.
And I couldn't find it on Spotify, so
But I like that my sister listens to show tunes, and you listen to like challenging video game soundtracks.
Epic video game music.
yeah.
Death Stranding, fucking.
That is kinda
BB's
funny.
theme.
BB's theme, it's good. Like it's unique. It's beautiful. You should give it a listen.
I will.
Hideo Kojima.
I'm gonna listen to it in the dark with my eyes closed tonight. Here, BB.
Go for it. You should do it, and then report to me on how it goes.
Okay.
Report back to me, okay?
That's everyone's
Yeah.
homework.
It is cool. I did, because you and Dylan used to listen to it in your apartment sometimes, and I have taken it in by proxy. It is an interesting listen. Anything else, Zach?
Ooh.
That you've been bumping? That it?
No, I mean nothing in particular. I mean that's not all I listen to,
Right.
but it's just kind of I don't even know. at
The
this point.
highlights. The highlights.
Yeah.
I got you.
Nice. Well, yeah. Thank you, listener.
She don't want to be saved. Don't save it.
Thank you for listening this week and watching. If you did, reminder we're on YouTube. You know, Linktree at all the socials. Remember to tune in next week where we're going to be continuing in the final weeks of Guest Fest 3. We're going to have Adam on the show again for Premium Mediocre. Interesting title. We'll see how it is. Be sure to listen to it as much as you want. Kind of formulate your own thoughts. Then you can listen along and discuss with us in your mind. Wait, it's like a movie. You know, it's interactive. We're in the metaverse in your brain. Once again, if you want to keep up with the show, you can or share your thoughts about the show. You can find us on Twitter at List Up Podcast and Instagram and TikTok. There is content on TikTok, and it's funny, a little biased,
Thanks,
but it is
Jamie.
funny. But those are at Listen Up Pod. And those accounts, as well as our personal handles and the merch link and the links to any playlists we put out. There's going to be more coming up alongside Nick's usual bi-weekly playlist. They're going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode and at the link tree on those social accounts. And finally, if you enjoyed this episode, if you could throw a rating or review on your respective platform our way, that'd be fantastic. YouTube, like, subscribe, notification bell, ding off. And other than that, for now, we'll catch you next week. And remember to listen up.